Neva was a young man who had a crush on his classmate, Lila. He admired her beauty, intelligence, and kindness, and he wanted to get her attention and win her heart. He tried to impress her with his grades, his jokes, and his compliments, but she seemed to ignore him or treat him as a friend. He felt frustrated and sad, and he wondered what he was doing wrong. One day, he decided to ask his teacher, Mr. Seneca, for some advice. Mr. Seneca was a wise and respected teacher who taught philosophy and literature. He was also a follower of Stoicism, an ancient school of thought that taught how to live well and cope with challenges. "Mr. Seneca, can I talk to you for a moment?" Neva asked after class. "Of course, Neva. What is on your mind?" Mr. Seneca replied. "Well, sir, I have a problem. There is this girl that I like, Lila, and I want to get her attention and make her like me back. But no matter what I do, she doesn't seem to notice me or care about me. I feel hopeless and unhappy. What should I do?" Neva said. Mr. Seneca smiled and said, "Neva, I appreciate your honesty and courage. You are not the first nor the last person to experience this kind of situation. Love is a powerful and complex emotion that can bring joy and sorrow, depending on how we handle it. Let me ask you a few questions. Why do you like Lila?" "Because she is beautiful, smart, and kind. She is the perfect girl for me," Neva answered. "And do you think that she owes you anything for liking her?" "No, of course not. She is free to like whoever she wants," Neva said. "And do you think that you can control her feelings or actions?" "No, I can't. She has her own mind and will," Neva said. "Very well. Then you have answered your own question. You see, Neva, the Stoics believe that we should only worry about the things that are under our control, such as our thoughts, actions, and emotions. Everything else, such as external events, other people's opinions, and fate, are not up to us and should be accepted with equanimity. This can help us reduce stress, anxiety, and frustration, and increase our sense of agency and responsibility. So, in your case, you can control how you feel and act towards Lila, but you cannot control how she feels and acts towards you. Therefore, you should focus on being the best version of yourself, and not on trying to change her or impress her. You should act according to your values and virtues, and not according to your passions and desires. You should measure your success by your moral character, not by external factors such as wealth, fame, or pleasure. This is what it means to live in accordance with nature, as the Stoics taught." "But Mr. Seneca, how can I be happy if I don't get what I want? How can I be indifferent to something that matters so much to me?" Neva asked. "Ah, Neva, you have touched upon another important point. The Stoics taught that it is not the things that happen to us that make us unhappy, but rather our judgments and interpretations of them. They encouraged us to use logic and evidence to examine our negative thoughts and beliefs, and to replace them with more rational and realistic ones. For example, you think that Lila is the perfect girl for you, and that you need her to be happy. But is that true? Is she really perfect? Or do you idealize her? Do you really know her, or do you project your fantasies onto her? Do you really need her, or do you depend on her? These are the questions that you should ask yourself, and be honest with yourself. You may find that your love for Lila is not as pure and noble as you think, but rather a mixture of attraction, admiration, and attachment. You may find that your happiness does not depend on her, but on yourself. You may find that you have more options and opportunities than you think, and that you are not doomed to be alone or miserable. These are the insights that can help you overcome irrational fears, anger, and sadness, and cultivate more positive emotions such as gratitude, joy, and love." "Wow, Mr. Seneca, you have given me a lot to think about. I never looked at things this way before. Thank you for your wisdom and guidance. I will try to apply what you have taught me and see what happens," Neva said. "I'm glad to hear that, Neva. Remember, the Stoics also held that certain destructive emotions resulted from errors of judgment, and they believed people should aim to maintain a will called prohairesis that is in accordance with nature. Because of this, the Stoics thought the best indication of an individual's philosophy was not what a person said, but how a person behaved. So don't just talk the talk, but walk the walk. Practice daily exercises and meditations such as journaling, self-examination, visualization, and mindfulness to train your mind and soul. These practices can help you develop self-awareness, self-discipline, and resilience, and to live more consciously and intentionally. And don't forget, Neva, that the ultimate goal of our life is eudaimonia, a state of contentment and flourishing, which can be achieved by living in accordance with nature. This is the good life, the life of virtue, the life of a Stoic. I wish you all the best, Neva. May the force be with you, Mr. Seneca said. Thank you, Mr. Seneca. You are the best teacher ever. May the force be with you too, Neva said. And with that, Neva left the classroom, feeling more confident and hopeful than ever. He realized that he had learned more than just philosophy. He had learned how to live. He decided to follow Mr. Seneca's advice and to focus on what he could control and accept what he couldn't. He decided to challenge his negative thoughts and beliefs and to live according to his values and virtues. He decided to practice Stoicism and to pursue eudaimonia. He decided to be happy, no matter what. And who knows, maybe one day Lila would notice him and like him back. But even if she didn't, he would still be happy because he had learned to love himself. And that was the most powerful and beautiful thing of all.